Welcome to the cockpit. My name's Ryan and I'll be your pilot tonight. I am oh so excited to talk to you out in Jets land. The Jets have another victory Monday under their belt. We got 6 in a row. Johnny's getting his ice cream again. If you guys didn't see, Johnny got talked down to by a Bills fan at the game and he told him, "Not today. Not today." Johnny gets his ice cream. Jets stomp out the Bills. Clearly, we are the best team in the division. Sticking to it. Oh, man, this is exciting. Jets haven't had a victory this meaningful, this impactful for our fan base, for our team, for our franchise since probably the Jets-Patriots game. I mean, maybe you can argue the overtime game in 2015, but I would go back to like the playoff game in 2010. That was the game that really that was the last wow one for me. Like oh man, this is legit. We're about to win a Super Bowl. Whatever. I see you guys talking about Brady Quinn and his comments. The Jets roasting him. Oh, I love it. The overtime show. Oh, it's great. Anthony Becht, a real dude. Real dude. Screw you, Brady Quinn. Then you see the Jets kind of throwing a little bit of shade at the Bills. If you didn't see, the Bills have a picture released of what their new stadium mock-up is going to look like. And in the background, the little tiny writing on the scoreboard, it said Bills 27, Jets 3, or whatever, Jets 10, whatever the score was. It was like something, like some arbitrary score that they just threw up there. The Jets went in, zoomed in, edited it, and reposted it. Jets winning 20-17. Whoever's running the media team and the social media stuff over for the Jets, I like it. I'm a big fan. Really, really enjoy that one. What we got? What are we drinking tonight? Got a Jack Daniel's Down Home Punch. That's really sweet. It's all right. All right, not too bad. Not too shabby, if I will say so myself. All right, we're going to do this the same way we do it every week. We're going to start phone calls at 8:30. I'll give you guys my thoughts up until that point. We'll talk to the chat, kind of give you guys some thoughts there. And then, then we'll go to the phones. You get 3 minutes to plead your case, and after 3 minutes,
that's it. You're out of here.
Get the chicken. The chicken is ruthless. I love it. All right, let's go position group by position group. We'll kind of talk through some of my notes that I made, as well as some of my thoughts after having a day to sleep on everything. I got to get better handwriting. This is sloppy stuff. All right, so let's start on the defensive side of the ball. The safety play. We did not get beat deep. That was the big question mark, I think, for our Jets defense, because you knew Allen was going to get some of his. Like, he was going to get the yardage. He was going to score some touchdowns. Like, the guy's dominant. But don't get beat deep. If you cannot get beat deep, then you're not having those explosive plays. You're not, taking everything off the top. Whitehead almost had 2 interceptions. Had the one early in the game. Saved the Jets. Really saved Braid Mann from having like a terrible kick. What was that? He stepped on the tee on the opening kickoff. Wow, how do you step? I was a kicker. How do you step on the tee? I've never hit the pro circuit, but like as a pure amateur, I've never stepped on a tee. Very weird. Anyway, safety play. Very good. Didn't get beat deep. Like that, like getting the turnovers. Whitehead, you got to hold on to that second interception. But I'll give you a pass this week. Rest of the secondary, corners. Do the Jets have the best cornerbacks in the league? That's a rhetorical question because the answer is yes. 100% yes. Sauce Gardner, DJ Reed, easily the best tandem, and you could say the best trio with Michael Carter as well. And that's like not to throw like shade at Eccles and Hall and like the backups as well. Like, we are deep. Our starters from last year could be starters on other teams. We just got better dudes. Love it. Love it. Secondary was awesome. Sauce Gardner gets himself his second pick of his career. And this was a big one. This was like, if you had to pick a game for him to get an interception in against Josh Allen to like really set the Jets up nicely, I like that one. This kid's good. Let's keep him a while. Like maybe his entire career. He might be the best rookie Jet I've ever seen. And that's like, I don't even, like, I'm not sure who I would even compare it to. I mean, there's probably guys from when I was younger that I just don't as vividly remember, I guess. But going from like, have we ever had a rookie that was considered like a top 5 player at their position, let alone a position of like extreme importance? Like, we're not talking about like a nose tackle or like, I should say a nose tackle is not important. That's not what I mean. But like, when you think of like super important positions, it's quarterback, it's cornerback, it's left tackle, it's pass rusher. The Jets don't generally have many of those. But man, Sauce is having a hell of a year. Might be our best rookie of all time. Hopefully he keeps it going, stays healthy, all that good stuff, because he is on pace for a defensive rookie of the year. I do think Tariq Woolen's probably given him a little bit of a run out in Seattle, but I do think because the exposure and the amount of snaps that Sauce has, I think Sauce has like double the snaps of Woolen, so I don't know if it's going to be super close. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. So secondary-wise, big fan. We were tackling. We were hitting guys. That's great. Linebacker-wise, CJ Mosley is a dude. If we could keep CJ Mosley for next year, I would be very, very happy. I'm hoping there's some magic we can work with his contract where maybe he gets paid the money he would have gotten paid for next year, but he gets it in a signing bonus that now like stretches across the remaining years of his contract. That's what I would like to see happen. I would like to retain CJ Mosley. This was coming from someone that like, I was pretty like confident CJ Mosley was not going to be here next year. But I think because the Jets are winning, because of how CJ Mosley is playing in these wins, and the leadership role that he has clearly taken on for this team, he 100% deserves to be here if you can hold on to him. Not to mention, linebacker is just a tough position for us right now. Like, Quan's on a 1-year deal. I'm pretty sure Quincy's done after this year as far as, like, his contract goes. So what do, right? Like, you're going to have to draft someone and bring other guys in. Like, if you can retain your top one in C.J. Mosley, what is he, 29? I don't know if he's 30 yet. Still got some time. I like it. I thought he was going to lose a little bit of a step, but he's thumping. You saw when he came back onto the field after the injury, you saw the impact he had. And Sherwood played well. He had 5 tackles and a half a sack. Linebackers flying all over the place. Quincy Williams, Quan Alexander, violent. That's the only way I can describe this linebacking core. They are violent. If they get an opportunity to punch someone in the mouth, to hit someone in the chin, they are going for it. They have like heat-seeking missiles coming out of that like linebacker row right there. Wild stuff. Loving the linebackers. And then what's not to like about our defensive line? We just lost Sheldon Rankins for what appears to be 4 to 6 weeks, which means he's missing 3 to 5 games. I don't know. You got Solomon Thomas. You got, who else you got? You got Nathan Shepard. Got a few guys you could kick into D tackle. I would really like to see John Franklin Myers kick inside next to Quinnen. He's only played 14 snaps at D tackle this entire year, so maybe it's something that they don't want to move him into, considering he's having the best season of his career, which is kind of bonkers for me because he's had the 2 penalties that have like really hurt us. But do they kick him inside? And then they get an opportunity to see Huff and Lawson, Huff and Clemens and Johnson opposite of Lawson. It's going to be fascinating to see what they do there. I do like this. And Quinnen Williams gets another sack. This dude has 7 sacks on the season. He leads all interior defensive linemen, and he has a career high in sacks already. Dude's got 8 games left. 8 games. Quinnen Williams is going to get a fat contract. I'm going to guess. So right now, I want to say Aaron Donald is probably 30 million, 31 million, somewhere right around that. I think it's 30 million. The next 3 interior defensive lineman contracts are like all at 20 to 21 million. It's like Leonard Williams, Chris Jones. Who am I missing? I'm missing some. Buckner, maybe? Maybe I think Buckner's the other one. Quinnen's going to get paid. I bet Quinnen gets a 4-year, maybe it's a 3-year extension or something like that. Nah, I'm going to say 4-year deal, $100 million. I think it's $25 million a year. Jets will make him the highest paid defensive tackle that isn't Aaron Donald. And they'll clear it by a pretty decent margin, I think. I do think the salary cap is going to explode at some point because the new TV contracts, I believe, are set to kick in. Is it 2023? I don't know if it's 2023 or 2024. But I think Quinnen gets $25 million a year. And he's earned every penny of it. Now, as far as Huff goes, Huff is going into the final 8 games of his contract as well. He will not be an unrestricted free agent, though. He will be a restricted free agent, meaning he has not completed a full 3 years in the league to hit unrestricted free agency. So what does that mean? You have, I saw someone post 4 tags. I only know 3. There's 3 tags that you can use. There's the original round tender. So Huff was a undrafted free agent. So if you had an original round tender placed on him, I believe it's $2 million, and someone would have to give you a 7th round pick to get him. Jets aren't going to do that. That would be a very, very bad move. Then you have the 2nd round tender, which I believe is like $3 or $4 million. And if he gets signed away, this is a 1-year deal. If he gets signed away, you get a 2nd round pick from that team that signs him. I'll be honest, he's better than a 2nd round pick. I'm not tagging him with the 2nd round pick. 1st round tender, $6 million. That's what I'm doing. I'm hitting him with the 1st round tender, and I'm trying to work out a contract extension. Give him like 2 years, $14 million, fully guaranteed. Just say like, hey, look, you could have had 1 year, $6 million, played on that. But then you run the risk of like, does someone actually sign him away from us? Like if he goes off the last 8 games of the season, and the Jets place a 1st round tender on him, and like the Bills or like a team that's going to be picking in the mid to late 20s, it's like, oh yeah, no, we want a pass rusher, and Huff's going to be better than any guy we're going to draft at the end of the 1st round. Oh, I think you hit him with the 1st round tender. You figure it out. Hopefully you give him a contract extension. I'd like to see it. But if not, if you had to get a 2nd 1st round pick for this year, that's, I guess, not the worst thing either. J-Boy says, 3 weeks ago, I told you we was beating the Bills. I told you the Jets match up well against the Bills. I just didn't think we were going to beat them. They are juggernauts. But if you can drop all your secondary pieces, your linebackers, and you just kind of spy, and you allow your front 4 to get pressure on Allen, that's how you win. And the Jets abused that offensive line. 5 sacks of Josh Allen. Wild. Ablab, I see you saying, if we get rid of Corey Davis, how much does that clear? I believe it's $11 million. I have to pull it up. Let me see. Let me make some magic happen. And we'll talk a little bit about our cap space as well. All right, so going into 2023, the Jets are slated to have about $23 million in salary cap space, including the rollover that we have this year, assuming that is accurate. It's saying we have about $5 million in salary cap space right now, and we have just under $19 million in salary cap space for next year. Our big pending free agents, Connor McGovern, LaMarcus Joyner, George Fant, Sheldon Rankins, Quan Alexander, Quincy Williams, Solomon Thomas, Nate Herbig, Will Parks, Nathan Shepard, James Robinson is a restricted free agent, so you can tag him as well. Vinny Curry, Ty Johnson, Zerline, Huff, Jeff Smith, Mike White, Kenny Yeboah is an exclusive rights free agent. So really the big ones I'm probably looking at here, it's definitely Huff. I would like to hold on to James Robinson 1 more year. He's so young, and for the restricted free agent price, like tag him with a 2nd round tender. He's not going anywhere. No one's giving up a 2nd round pick for him, I don't think. And if they do, fine. We have 2 good running backs anyway. I don't care. But I do want to see him hang around a little bit. Herbig had a great game yesterday. Great game. Dude was all over the place. Like to the point where if you could bring him back, like maybe you sign him for cheap and you let AVT play tackle. Like that's where my head's almost at. Solomon Thomas, I'd probably let walk. Quincy Williams, I want to retain him. I don't know what it's going to cost to get him. Him and Alexander are really the ones that are interesting to me. I guess I would hold on to, I mean, if you could hold on to both, why not? But you might offer similar contracts to both of them. I do wonder if there's any like concern, like, oh, hey, you're not going to re-sign Quincy Williams. Like, is Quinnen going to be a little bit bent out of shape? I hope not. I don't know if we've ever had to deal with like actual siblings on a team before. Quan Alexander, I do want him back. And then McGovern, what do you do at center? I think we wind up drafting a center. I would be surprised if we brought McGovern back for any substantial amount of money. I'd be a little surprised there. As far as guys you could cut, you could cut Carl Lawson, saves you $15 million. He's one I'd like to extend and do sort of the same thing I said with CJ Mosley. You know, hey, Lawson, we want you back. You know, we want you here for the next 3 years. We want you here for our Super Bowl run. That's what's going to happen. We want you here for the next 3 years. That's the window. Before Zach gets a big contract, if that's where it's headed. Corey Davis, something similar. So you save $10.5 million if you cut him. I've seen a lot of people say we got to move on from Corey Davis. Corey Davis is Zach Wilson's favorite target right now. I would be open to the idea of moving on from him at the end of the season if we see that like Mims and Wilson have really, you know, caught fire. Then you have those two, and then maybe you keep Berrios and Moore. I like Davis. I mean, he seems. I don't want to say he seems clutch. I mean, I like Davis a lot. He did have the issues with drops last year. I know people kind of give him a little bit of shit for that, but like, I don't know. I think for his cap hit next year, his cap hit's $11 million. That's like, what is that, number 2 wide receiver money? That's really good. I don't know. I think it would be a mistake to move on from him. Quinnen obviously needs the big contract. You could move on from JFM if you wanted to. $5.2 million in savings there. CJ Mosley, where's his? CJ saves 6.5. So they restructured that. That's interesting. Maybe they plan on restructuring it again anyway. That'll be interesting to see how they do that. Tomlinson could save you 8.8. That would be a bad move. Becton doesn't save you anything. Berrios saves you 5. Whitehead saves you 7. Dwayne Brown saves you 5. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. How many people do we have under contract? For next year, we have 35 players under contract. We got 7 picks, so you're going up to 42 players, plus free agents, plus undrafted free agents, that sort of stuff. We're gonna have to sign some guys. It's gonna be an interesting offseason. This is gonna be the one I'm very interested to see how Douglas kind of handles this one, because there's a lot of ways to skin a cat. Guys, if you don't know, there is a poll question in the live chat right now. Will the Jets make the playoffs? There's 3 possible answers. Yes, as a division winner. Yes, as a wild card. Or no. Right now, the Jets, per ESPN analytics, the Jets have a 72% chance of making the playoffs. 72. When's the last time we had that kind of number this late into the season? I couldn't even tell you. Probably 2010, maybe. It might not have even been that, like, it may have been like Favre, like before he got hurt. That might be the last time the Jets had like this high of a percentage chance of getting into the playoffs. You can answer that over there. We got 250 votes on that already. All right, now let's switch gears. Let's go over to let's talk a little special teams, then we'll go to the offense. So this might go a little longer than 8:30, but we'll do calls after that. So let's start with the offensive line. Offensive line, I think LaFleur and Zach and the line in general all worked well together yesterday. This was a full-on team win. We had 2 sacks of what's his name? Zach Wilson. 2 sacks of Zach Wilson. So really not too bad. Herbig, I liked him playing at right guard. I really did. Now, the Jets did try to limit the amount of time that Zach Wilson held onto the ball, and that was a great move. He went from 3.26 seconds from snap to throw down to like 2.3. That's really good. That is an extra second that the defense, has just given back. Like you're taking 1 second away from the edge rushers. You're taking 1 second away from, I guess it's 1 second away from your wide receivers, but that's a bad way to kind of look at that. But getting the ball out of Zach Wilson's hand fast, they realized his 2-minute drill, his up-tempo style of play when he gets in those types of situations is really good. When he can play and react rather than having to think, I think when you give him too many reads right now, I think he's overthinking it. We actually saw a tweet from Samini today that was not, I'll be honest, I didn't love it, but I'll read it off to you. So Samini tweeted out, I guess he was talking to Zach Wilson, or there was just an interview with Zach Wilson. Wilson on Moore's lack of involvement. Quote, "That's a tough one. I'd like to get Elijah Moore the ball. For me and my situation, I'm going through the reads and everything. That's more of a question for the coaches. Also, the situation in general is tough. I think with time, he's a great player. We're going to try and figure some stuff out and get him the ball. Moore has had no receptions in the last 3 games." So the way that was worded is very odd. That tells me that Mike LaFleur is clearly not game planning for Elijah Moore to get the ball, at least in the first 2 reads. Like for me, when I saw Zach this past week, I'm seeing look for your first read, look for your second read, dump off the ball. Or look for your second read, look for your first read, look for your second read, run. Like, that's fine. I'm good with that. And Elijah Moore, basically was relegated to running laps. That's all I could talk about. Like the roundabouts that he was doing around Zach Wilson and Michael Carter. That's like the equivalent of, fucking up in practice. And they're like, all right, do a lap. That's what they're doing. Except they're like, hey, Moore, pay your dues on national TV. That's what we want to have you do. Feels a little weird. I don't know how I feel about that. John Springs says, I'm calling 6-2 in the second half of the season. Ooh, that would be awesome. So the Jets have some interesting games. So we got the Bears, the Jags, the Lions, the Patriots. When I look at those 4, in my mind, we got to go 3-1 with those 4 teams. When you look at the other 4, you're talking Seattle, Minnesota, Buffalo, and Miami. If you can go 2-2 in that stretch, that puts you at 5-3. That would make you 11-6, and you probably get a playoff spot at that point. The thing that the Jets are going to have to worry about is going to be the tiebreaker situation. We lost to Baltimore. Right now, we lost to New England. Hopefully, coming out of that, coming out of the bye, we get the win against New England. I don't know what's going to happen. Josh Allen may be missing some time now. My one buddy said he might miss 4 weeks. If he misses 4 weeks, that's not great. I'll be honest, I'd rather lose to Buffalo and have Josh Allen playing right now because he has a much higher likelihood of knocking off the Dolphins and the Patriots and some of the other players in the AFC than whoever the backup quarterback. I don't even know who their backup is. Now that Trubisky's in friggin' Pittsburgh, I have no idea. You guys can let me know. But yeah, it's interesting. Interesting stuff. I don't want to look too far ahead, but I'm thinking playoffs. I'm thinking playoffs. 72% chance. Let's go. All right, let's continue on. Tight end wise, really like Conklin and really like Uzomah. Conklin's kind of getting the targets from the visual side of things. You're seeing his name and number called a lot. Uzomah, you're not seeing him throwing the ball too much. I mean, there was the one pass that was kind of weird that I thought that was an interception, to be honest. That was a weird one. But he's really good at blocking. And you could just tell the chemistry is there. the locker room aspect is not being lost on this coaching staff and this GM. So I like the tight ends. We're not doing anything crazy with them, but I like that they're in there blocking, helping the tackles. As far as the wide receivers go, Garrett Wilson. Oh, oh man, dude, this guy's good. He's different. He's just really good. When he dropped that ball on the end around, you saw the look in his eyes. And it was, oh man, I'm going to do whatever it takes to get this ball back. His helmet pops off. Don't care. Disregard the body. I'm getting that football. I want 52 Garrett Wilsons on this team. That is the mentality I want. And I think we have more of that mentality, more of that type of mentality than not on this team. I really do. There's a few guys you could point to and say, like, soft. Not Garrett Wilson. Not a lot of players on this team. The rest of the guys, Mims. Talk about a reclamation project. Guy rode the pine for a little bit after demanding a trade. Coming out, contributing. Might have had the biggest catch of the game. You could probably argue that. 3rd and 5, inside the Bills' 20-yard line or whatever it was. Jets have to try and run clock, make the Bills use their timeouts. Mims catches the ball, almost gets his head taken off. Love me some Denzel Mims. Really like this. I would love to see Elijah Moore have that type of resurgence, right? It's got to happen at some point because if the Jets do feel like they want to move him, you got to raise his trade value. Because if not, what the hell are you doing at the trade deadline? If you're not going to raise his trade value, you shit the bed. You could have had a player or a pick that could have helped us. Instead, you got a guy that might be a little disgruntled. But I will say this. The body language from Elijah Moore yesterday with his teammates, he went to go over and help Garrett Wilson up, smile on his face, like all that sort of stuff. Like I didn't see the negative body language, like where you're slouching, you kind of have your helmet off, like all that sort of stuff. So that's where the wide receivers are right now. Jeff Smith, I don't have as much hate for Jeff Smith. I understand we need some special teams guys. I don't want to see him on the field. I want any target that goes to Jeff Smith to go to Elijah Moore. The interesting question is going to be, do the Jets carry an extra receiver when Corey Davis comes back? Because you're talking Corey Davis, Garrett Wilson, Braxton Berrios, as our top 3. And then, okay, you have Elijah Moore, you have Denzel Mims, who they've already said, like, we're not, like, he's going to be playing, or it seems like he's going to be playing once Davis comes back. You got Jeff Smith. Am I missing one? I feel like I'm missing a receiver there. Who am I missing? Davis, Wilson, Berrios. Maybe I just said it. Whatever. Basically, the Jets are going to have to make an interesting decision. Do you deactivate Mims? Or do you deactivate Elijah Moore? I would like to think they would deactivate Jeff Smith personally and keep Elijah Moore on the field. I think he's more of a valuable asset from like scaring people. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting though, because Mims has fought his way back. C. Thompson says, run the damn ball against the Pats. It works more than we think about. Our running backs are special. I do like our running backs. I would like to see more run. The Patriots were selling out against the run, and they wanted Zach Wilson to try and beat him. So they were disguising coverages, and Zach got beat. That's what happened. We have 2 weeks to figure out what we did wrong, or what Zach did wrong last week and a half ago, to prepare for this. We got to get this win. This is like, losing that first Patriot game made this one a must-win. Running the ball with Zach. That's the important part, I think. I think getting him in space and allowing him to use his legs is almost more important than some of the running game aspects of it, because that's going to open up some other things. Because if you can allow, your quarterback to run a little bit, your wide receivers are going to get a little bit more open. You're going to have some downs and distances. So it's going to be interesting to see. As far as our running backs go, I really like our running backs. Big fan of James Robinson. Guy runs tough. Michael Carter is a dude. Michael Carter's the man. He might be my favorite player on the Jets right now. Like, as much as I love Sauce and I love Quinnen and, like, you know, some of the other guys around the team, I really like Michael Carter. This guy is such a leader. He is just, I've never seen him pout. I've never seen him have, like, a bad comment or anything. And, like, the Jets trade for another running back, which sort of ish implies, like, hey, we don't think you can be the sole guy, which I don't think is necessarily how it should be looked at, but I can understand where that may come from. Ooh, yes, Mr. Tuda, DJ Reed, yes. DJ Reed's up there. He's in my top 5 right now. Like Sauce, Reed, Carter, AVT. Who else? I love me some Michael Clemens, but I love me some Quinnen. I don't know if I can pick. This team has so many players you want to root for. Like, how cool is that? When's the last time the Jets had that many players that you were like, I want to root for that guy? Bryce Hall. I love me some Bryce Hall. He's just not playing right now. That's the only reason I didn't include him in there. Joe S. says, you want to change the culture, beat the Pats at New England. Yeah, 100% agree. Now let's talk. Well, let me finish my running back thing. The running backs, I'm glad Robinson played. I don't want to see a whole lot of Ty Johnson. I'm not going to lie. I want it to be Robinson and Carter really to be the main bell cows here. And they can catch out of the backfield. They run hard. Like, this is a good team of running backs. Like, even losing Bryce Hall, like, I'm still confident in our running backs. It just may not be like the special running back that you had earlier in the season. Ablab comes in and says, the Belichites have problems with mobile quarterbacks. Exactly, Ryan. Zach Wilson should run at least 4 to 8 times. He's fast and twitchy. Completely agree. Completely agree. Lamar Jackson, Justin Fields, all gave New England trouble. You know what didn't give New England trouble? Standing in the pocket doing whirly birds. Not a good move. Get him out on the edge. Let him run for some first downs. Those 2 first downs that Zach Wilson ran for yesterday, huge first rounds. Huge first rounds. First downs. Now let's talk about our quarterback. Our quarterback throws for, 150 yards. Has a touchdown. Has a fumble. But overall, made the right throws. Played efficient. Was, 18 of 25? 72% completion percentage. I like that. This is how you slowly start to get Zach comfortable. Remember, he's only in his 19th game. Still young. Still a lot going on. And then when you factor out the New England Patriots, like those 2.5 games that he played or 2.25 games that he played over the last 2 years, and you factor out those interceptions, it's like half his interceptions. He's like really not having a bad like start to his career if you factor those out. I don't know. I liked what we got from Zach. I think the mentality and the athletic upside is all there. And it's so frustrating week in and week out when Zach has an interception or a game where he doesn't go off. It's, oh man, is he the guy? What are we going to do? And like we hear it in the live streams. We hear it in the comment section. I see it in the live chats. Like it sucks. Like I need Zach Wilson to be the guy. I really think he's going to be the guy. I think he's the most talented quarterback we've ever had. I really do. From like an athletic standpoint. Whether or not he can put it all together between the ears, it's another thing to be seen. In my time of watching football, Chad Pennington was the smartest quarterback that we had, aside from, I guess, Ryan Fitzpatrick, who went to Harvard. But I do think from a mental processing capacity, Pennington's probably the best that I've seen in a Jet uniform. Right now, will the Jets make the playoffs? Our live poll question. Yes, division winner, 33%. Yes, wild card, 62%. No, says 4%. Josh Allen being out makes things very interesting. If Miami loses this week, and I'm not sure who they're playing off the top of my head, if they lose this week, and if the Vikings beat the Bills, I think it's the Vikings that are playing the Bills. Pretty sure that's what it is. then the Jets don't have to do anything, and we're in first place in the East. And Allen may not be playing. Yo, crazy. Now they're playing the Browns. Dolphins are playing the Browns. Yeah, I don't know how that's going to go. Dolphins look scary. I'm not going to lie. It's a good team. I am concerned with their weapons, even though I do think our defense can handle them. I would say I'm a little more concerned because we don't have Bryce or AVT as far as like some elite players. Like we're missing like our 3 best offensive players right now. I mean, you could probably scratch that off with the emergence of Garrett Wilson. Ugh. Hawk says, stealth black wide receivers don't even show up on our quarterback's radar. Yeah, we got to not wear the stealth black. Zach's not seeing them. No, we should not be going away from the white tops right now. I think the next game with with black on black, I think it's the Bears. I think the Bears and the Jaguars are the 2 other games that we've already committed to. Already committed to the black helmet, black like tops. If you could at least like wear the white tops with the black helmet, can we do that? Does that make it look weird? Do you need the whole uniform that we've been winning with? I don't know. All right. It's 8:42. Let's see what we got going on the phone lines. See what you guys have to say. All right. Hopefully that is connected well. Man, I'm already getting a call, and I didn't even put the phone number up. What are you guys, saving my phone number? I think that's exactly what's happening. I'm not answering it. Give me just a second. I got to change my friggin' audio. All right. There we go. All right. Well, we'll go to this real quick because Chris KV dropped in a super chat. So we're going to do that first. Then I'll get my bearings straight and we'll go to the phones. Chris, thank you. Says, we've seen growth, but I really want to see an emphasis on finishing red zone drives with touchdowns, not field goals. My thoughts after seeing a few great drives burn out the last few weeks. So, how pissed off were all you guys about the 12-minute delay? A 12-minute delay when the Jets are clicking. And then as soon as we come back from the delay, pre-snap penalty. And then we throw one pass to Garrett Wilson, gets half the yardage. And then the next one, Zach gets tackled from behind. I think that's what it was. Maybe, or it might have been a running play and then he got tackled from behind. Fumbled the ball. We could have at least had a field goal there. If the Jets get a field goal right there, they have more points than any team has scored against the Bills this season. And we held them to their least amount of points. Jets had a statement win, but you know what happened today? I'm watching ESPN. I'm watching all the sports shows. I'm like, let me kick back and watch my highlights. This is exactly what I want. I could be smiling through all of that. You know what I got? Oh, well, Josh Allen's arm got hurt. And what's the big, how's he going to be? And, what happened to the Bills? Why did they lose this game? Why did the Bills lose this game? Because the Jets won the game. The Jets played better than the Bills. Bills didn't lose this. The Jets defense made Josh Allen have a bad game. And the Jets took care of business. I just want to see them, like Chris said, finish some drives. And then, get some touchdowns and shit. Come on. Utah Jet fan says, I went to high school with Zach Wilson. Personally, don't know him well, but my friends do. We're all about to go out to eat in a few days. Got any questions you want me to ask him? Ooh, yeah. That's great. You're putting me on the spot, though. What question do I want to ask him? I'm trying to keep this as PG as possible because there's a bunch of questions I'd be like, what if I ask him this? Mikey Mouse, will you come on the show? Ask this. Tell him, it's not a question, though. If I could get him a free foursome to a golf course I work at, would he come out and play? I'm not going to bug his ass. Aside from like, can I get a picture? Or can I touch you? Can I load your bag onto your cart? I'll comp his foursome. We can make that happen. That'll be my, we'll see. Chris Mazer comes in and says, hey, Ryan, remember what I said about this game to you guys. You guys are right. People calling Jets going to beat the Bills. Jets going to beat the Bills. Yeah, you know what, Utah Jet fan? Have him ask if he'll come on the show. I'll send him pre-thought of questions. So that way I'm not like, and I won't even do it live. We'll do it like pre-recorded. So that way it's not like weird or anything. I get the feeling players probably don't want to come on this show because I'm a little too off the cuff. Like probably critical. That would be my guess. Maybe not. I've reached out to a few reporters and stuff, see if they wanted to come on. I don't know if I've reached out to Samini. I've definitely reached out to Hughes. I think Hughes ignores me. I get super salty on some of my takes, and I probably piss people off. That's all right. All right. Now let's see. Bam. Whoops. That's the chicken. Where's my number? There's the number. All right. Phone number's on the screen. You get 3 minutes to plead your case. After 3 minutes, I'm going to eject your ass out of the cockpit. So come on. Talk to me. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Who we got?
From
Bob.
Yo, what's up, Mud Viles? How you doing tonight?
Yo, what's up, Ryan? Doing good. Same thing as normal. Yourself?
Hell yeah. No, I'm doing all right. It feels a lot better this week than it did last week. The whole, if you had told me, I guess if you had told me, would I rather the Bills game or the Patriots game be a win? It would be the Bills, but I didn't think for a minute we were actually going to pull it off. I thought we were going to cover the spread. Didn't see us winning it.
Bro, I put a parlay on this game, yo, and Mins, I'm happy that he's playing now, but he screwed me a little bit. I'm not going to lie. I need him to score, and he couldn't get to me. That's the last thing I needed, but what are you going to do?
What was that? Sorry, you cut out.
I said that for a parlay I had that I did for the Jets and Bills, I needed one more thing to hit. Like, I needed Josh Allen to score and get his rushing yards. Got it. Jets obviously won. I bet that money line. I got Garrett Wilson's receiving yards. I needed Mims to score a touchdown.
Ooh.
He only gets one catch.
Ah, damn. That's rough. That's a
man.
ballsy parlay. What was the bet and how much were you going to win if it hit?
It was the Breece Hall bet that I took, though, because DraftKings gave that back to everybody since he got hurt, and he was on pace to hit it. So I got $71 back. So I threw that in, and the outcome was $50,000.
Wow! And you were one leg short?
Yeah, that was it.
Dude, I saw someone... Hold on, now I got to pull it up. My buddy works for one of the major... what's it called? Like sports book type things. And he sent us one the other day. What was it? Oh, get this. This is totally unrelated. So get this. There's a guy. There was 6,133 entrants into this $1,000 per person pick'em pool. This guy had 6 entries left. There were only 123 people left in the pool at this point, heading into week 9. He had 6 of the tickets. The other person, or the other people, of all the other players, all the other participants, only one person had 3 left. This guy put all 6 down on Bills beating the Jets. The pot he missed out on. He had the best chance to win this. It was $6.1 million. And this motherfucker put it all on the Bills. Fuck off.
Oh, my God.
Talk about, dude, that guy's got to be on a watch list. Ugh.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of people lost their freaking survival pools with that.
Oh, dude, I'm glad. How do you do that to a division rival? That's like the worst thing. Like, if you have 6 entries, at least throw 1 on the Jets to hedge your bets. That's just that's bad news.
But nah. 2 things real quick before I get out.
Yeah, sure.
Just 2 things. First, I said it on Twitter back in January. We were going 12-5, win the division. You need to go look. It's on my pin tweet. You have my Twitter. Go look. Dude, you can see it yourself.
I think you're nuts. Even at this point, 12 wins. That's look. The rest of the way out. We got 8 games left. I can see us in every single one of those games. I'm not going to say any of them are easy, but I'm saying we could win any of those games. I think we could lose any of those games as well, though.
That's true. But I honestly see that, though. But with the Patriots, can we please, for the love of God, is when we had Sam. It was last week with Zach. Can we please cover Matt Judon? Please? Every time Zach or Sam or whoever throws a pick, Judon's in the face. Every time.
We just like circle them. Just say like, hey, we're double teaming the rusher. Hit him with a tight end, or you know what? Maybe Fant comes back. Throw Fant as the swing tackle. Put Mitchell, right next to him. We'll just run 3 tackle sets. That's what we'll do.
I don't care if we walk on the field with just Zach, Garrett Wilson, and Michael Carter on the field, and that's it. Everyone else is lineman or tight end. I don't care. Can we stop him? Like,
Mutt Viles.
If you stop Judon, we're good.
I love you, brother. You've been ejected from the cockpit. Josh comes in and says, Week 10, go Skull, go Dogs. Jets go into Week 11 in first. Jets need to bring in Sheldon Richardson to gap Rankins. Let's fucking go, Jets. Suck it, Brady Quinn. I love it. Yeah, I don't want to root for the Browns. I hate the Browns.
Matt.
I should say I hate Watson. I don't really hate the Browns.
To accept.
So I want to see them lose.
To send a voicemail.
Even if it helps us.
2.
Hey, what's up? Welcome to the cockpit.
How you doing?
Not too bad. I'm hanging in there. How you doing on this victory Monday night?
A lot better. I was just about to say, I can't believe I'm not looking at mock drafts in November. It feels good. I couldn't even tell you my top prospect.
Dude, I couldn't tell you any of the top prospects right now, and it's fantastic. It's really nice. I literally pulled up a mock draft the other day. I pulled up Tankathon purely because I was having a discussion with friends about who had multiple top 10 picks. And it was the Texans own at the time, I think it was the 3rd and the 4th pick or the 4th and the 5th pick. But yeah, it's nice not looking at those things right now, right? This is how football's supposed to feel.
Jesus, I've only been I'm only 19, so the best year I had was a 2015 year, me actually remembering it.
Yeah,
and that was whatever. But besides that, I haven't seen anything. So literally, I'm watching the games. I see a win. I'm like, oh my god, what the fuck's happening?
Dude, this defense, no joke. I really think this defense is far better than the one that Rex had in 2009 and 10. The Revis Cromartie cornerback tandem, really, really good. But there was a lot of smoke and mirrors with that defense compared to what we're doing now. We are literally lining guys up across from the other team and saying, we're going to beat you. And the Jets are just better. It's impressive.
I think it's even more impressive that now, they only have to rush with 4. Before, you just had to send the house with Greg Williams, but now you could only rush with 4 and just worry about your back coverage.
It's huge. It's when you can drop 7 guys into coverage. It's huge. I mean, it limits the amount of throwing lanes so much, especially if your guys can get to the quarterback up front.
Yeah. Did you think that? Well, I have one little question. So, are you a little bit concerned that all the rest of our divisional games are all away now? Because we've had all of the divisional games home, so now we have to be away. Even though we are 4-0 on the road, does that still trip you out a little bit? I mean,
yes and no. So there are some benefits to going on the road, with the exception of Buffalo and New England, I guess. Because Miami, you're getting Miami in nicer weather. You're not going to have to deal with the cold. So, maybe that plays well for you. I think for us, it probably is the opposite. We probably would prefer the run and not have Tua throwing the ball to Hill and Waddle all over the place. There's a few other road games too. We got to travel out to Seattle. I'm pretty sure the only home games I think we have left, I think it's the Bears, the Jaguars,
and the Lions.
The Lions is at home? Okay, yeah. So, it's just those 3. Yeah, man. Yeah. 5 games on the road.
you saw the one thing that apparently that there's a chance that just don't wear green all season, even though it's like the uniform thing. Cause,
Dude, I think Salah doesn't like the color. I think that's what it is.
It's the Jaguars, and who is it? Is it the Bears game? Or I think it's the Jaguars and Bears game. Like they're wearing the all blacks.
Yep, those are the all blacks, and I don't think we switch away from the all whites until those black games, unless we lose. Like if we lose to the Patriots, and then maybe we switch it up. But like, it would not shock me to not wear green. I'll be honest, the green is my least favorite of all three colors.
Oh, 100%. Like for my birthday, I asked for like the Sauce Gardner jersey, a white one. You really can't get it anywhere. But the one thing you can get is the green one. But you can't get the white one.
That's literally why I have it. It's like I have the green one because I couldn't get the white one, and I was like, I don't know if the black with the dark background is gonna play or whatever. Ugh, it's frustrating. But brother, thank you so much for the call. You've been ejected from the cockpit. All right, who we got? No, you hung up on me. See how it is. You just don't want to talk to me. Boys and girls, you get 3 minutes to plead your case. Man, we need Baltimore to lose this game. It's nice. How long has it been since we've been able to like root for other teams to lose for playoff position?
From
Andrew.
Andrew, what's up, dude? Welcome to the cockpit.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm hanging in there. I'm watching a little Monday Night Football. Ravens are up by 7 right now. Would really like to see the Saints pull this out, but I don't think that's happening.
So, long story short, I was at the Jet game yesterday, actually.
Nice.
And last year, I was also at the Mike White game. And, oh my goodness, I can't tell you how crazy yesterday's game was.
Oh, dude, I'm sure. I mean, because the Jets last year, you had a backup quarterback. So you weren't really like it's exciting, but it's not like you didn't know what to believe. It was like you weren't going into that game like hoping for a win, really. You're just like, okay, let's look respectable. Let's see what the team looks like. This year, you're like, okay, our defense is good. Like, Buffalo is good. Like, how do we stack up against this team? Probably still not expecting a win, but, like, we want to keep it close. We're the biggest underdogs in 15 years at home. Dude, that stadium must have been rocking. I was trying to decide, do I go to the Patriot game? Do I go to the Bills game between 2 weeks ago and last week? And I was like, oh, man, I don't know if I see us beating the Bills. I was like, I see us beating the Pats. I was like, I want first place. I want the Pats. And I fucking flipped it.
Yeah, I went with my dad and a couple of his friends. I'm like, why did we choose this game? Like, why don't we go to Patriots where it's like a much winnable game? And
that's exactly my rationale too.
The Bills game.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys went to the Bills game. You are our lucky charm. Are those the only 2 games you've been to the last 2 years?
No, I went to the Bengals game this year, but they got destroyed. But
nah, okay, that's all right. All right, I was gonna say we got to send you to another game. Send this man to Miami. Get this guy. We're getting into the playoffs now. I want Johnny getting ice cream. I want Jet fans. We got to pay for all of Johnny's cavities. We're gonna get this kid like destroyed. He's gonna need dentures by the time he's like 10.
I do want to say one thing. I saw on the pregame for Monday night they were talking about the Jets-Bill game. They were saying how the defense was playing man coverage, but they saw Allen was be able to like run around the ball, get through the defense. Then they started playing zone coverage, and Allen was stuck. He couldn't do anything. So I really think the defensive coach like did something that really prevent Allen from not even doing anything in this game because he did nothing in the second quarter or the second half.
Yeah, well, I think there was definitely halftime adjustments because you saw Josh Allen. They scored all their points in the first half. They had what I think 3 points in the second half. So
just a field goal.
Yeah, it's huge to be able to hold that offense. It's so high octane, and to realize like, hey, look, we're not getting beat in man coverage, but Josh Allen is beating us. Like we have to try and figure out how we can prevent these wide receivers from going off, while at the same time stopping Josh Allen. So the zone, you have guys that are in position. It seemed like C.J. Mosley was like shadowing Allen for the majority of the day, or at least kept him like sort of contained. Because I did like seeing that 5 sacks on Josh Allen. Dude's a horse. Like he's impossible to bring down. We got 5 sacks on him.
Yeah.
Love it, brother. Thank you so much for the call. You've been ejected
Thanks for taking my call
from the cockpit. Who we got?
call from
Dre Swayze.
Yo, what's good, brother? Welcome back to the cockpit.
Hey, what's up, man? How's it going? Right here, enjoying the Victory Monday.
Dude, Victory Mondays, this feels good. This is the most Victory Mondays I've been a part of in a very, very long time. Especially week 10 in the season. This is nice.
Oh,
how you feeling after yesterday's win?
The best year to be a Jets fan.
Mm-hmm.
Hands down. Like, whoa, you know?
Dude, the best thing we can do, the Jets are hot right now. They're an attractive team. There are people out there that don't have a team they want to root for yet. We should have it as fans. Every 370 people that are in this live stream right now, if each one of us finds one person to convert into a Jet fan, we will grow our fan base. We just one goal, one a week. Find one a month. Find one a month. That's 12 a year. Gonna have a ton of fans by the end of the year.
I'm a Caddy Jets fan. Come from Bakersfield. I doubt there's any other Jets fan out here, so we could get them. Bring them on.
Yeah, anyone who's not paying attention out there, that's awesome. That's really cool. There can't be many. I would imagine you're dealing with like Chargers, Raiders, Rams, Dallas.
Everything out here, but a Jets fan.
Ugh.
Check this out. My brother's a Buffalo Bills fan, and my little sister's a Patriots fan.
Ugh.
So
I understand the Patriots because of all the winning. The Bills one doesn't really make sense to me unless it was like relatively recent.
No, well, we're older. We've been fans since like 1995, 1996.
Oh, so at least like the Bills were really good then.
The Bills were really good then.
Yeah.
Thurman Thomas days and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Interesting.
All right,
Interesting
man,
family dynamic.
Yes, sir. So let's go, Jets. What's your prediction for the next half of the season?
Next half of the season. All right. So I don't know offhand like how the schedule works. I think it's Patriots, Bears, Lions, and then I get squirrely after that for me. But I think the Jets can beat the Patriots. I think we should beat the Lions. They're like easily the worst defense in the league. The Bears are going to be a lot harder than I thought. The Bears and the Seahawks, those two games, because I feel like we should be able to take care of business against the Jaguars. I think it's really going to come down to that Miami game at the end of the season. I think we probably lose to the Vikings in Minnesota. I think we probably lose to the Bills in Buffalo. And then you're talking about you got to win the Miami game, I think. Yeah, I think we'll win the Foxborough one. I think we're going to be so pissed off over last time, and we're on such a high. I just don't know how Belichick handles, like, when Belichick comes off a bye, they usually do really well because they have extra time to prepare. So, man, I don't know. If we can finish 4-4, that puts us at 10-6 or 10-7. I don't know if 10-7 makes it. I think in most years, I think it would. I think the AFC is so good this year that there's a real shot that 10-7 is like the first team out, and that would really suck. Whatever it takes to get in.
Yeah, that would.
That's what I want. Thank you so much for the call.
You're out of here!
You've been ejected from the cockpit. Boys and girls, you get 3 minutes on the clock to plead your case. After 3 minutes,
That's it! You're out of
that's
here!
right, you get the chicken. Eject you. Out of here. Who we got?
From
Eddie from North Carolina.
Eddie, what's up, dude? Nice meeting you on 10 days ago. Or whenever that was.
Yeah, too bad they lost.
I know, dude. I was really hoping for it. I got that the gangrene jersey. I actually left it in my neighbor's car. So I got to pick it up. It's literally right next door. I just haven't got it, so I haven't forgot about it. We'll do the raffle.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, me and my son, we went to L15, and there were some people that went to my niece's wedding who were there at the L15.
Oh, that's cool.
What do they call it?
Tailgate?
Yeah, so we had some free food out there before we went in.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, I didn't realize that. Like,
cool.
I knew I was going to a tailgate.
Nice people out there.
Oh yeah, the Jet fan base, like SNL. I don't know if you saw this. SNL released a skit, and it was like Amy Schumer and Jet, like in like Jets attire with like some other people tailgating, and they were just like being nasty to like random people that went by. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, this doesn't feel like Jet fans. Like Jet fans aren't like that abrasive at all.
I mean, they were Patriot fans walking all over the place. Nobody said shit to them assholes.
No. It's. I mean, I'm sure you get some drunk assholes that are like that, or you get me after like a win that gets like super rowdy. Like that's a little different. Before a game, when we like haven't won many divisions.
The only thing that sucked with it was like 4 mass holes sitting behind my seat.
Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it.
But I mean, they were pretty quiet for most of the thing. You know, I mean, they were just rooting when good things happened for the Patriots. But
that's not bad.
I'm telling you, I know you were tough on JFM, but I kept watching that play over and over in real time. That was a tic-tac call, and we should have been up 17-3 at half.
Dude,
and
what pisses me off is that
I'm going to say about it.
Dude,
because they hit Zach.
Yes.
They hit Zach this weekend.
Yep.
No
Twice.
Call. This is just so that's there goes their bullshit for protecting the quarterbacks. Because Zach was down and the guy crowned him and targeted him and no call.
100%. And I don't understand how that play is any different, if not worse, than the C.J. Mosley hit on Mac Jones the week prior. And then the John Franklin Myers hit.
Basically gave him a love tap compared to that.
Oh, absolutely. He hit him with his shoulder, I'm pretty sure. I don't even think he hit him with his helmet. But then the John Franklin Myers one was way more.
If you watch the JFM hit on the interception, at the very end, he was cradling him to keep him from falling on top of him.
Dude, the hit on Zach Wilson where he kind of whipped it sidearm to, I think it was Garrett Wilson this week. Dude, he got clocked definitely later than John Franklin Myers hit from last week. Like, I'm sorry. Those calls were not called equally. Like, the one thing with rules and penalties, call them evenly across the board, and there's no complaints. I shouldn't say no complaints. There's going to be complaints, but at least if it's even, it's like the strike box in baseball. Like, when you don't call strikes the same way. What was that?
Just be consistent.
That's exactly it. Eddie?
Anyway, here's something to talk about quick before I get ejected.
Yeah.
This whole thing with Josh Allen being hurt, that could change the whole complexion of the
AFC.
Of the division.
Yeah, the division and the AFC. I mean, could you imagine if Allen's out for 4 weeks? I have not seen anything to verify 4 weeks at all. My buddy was the one that sent it to me, and he's got a bunch of buddies that are Buffalo Bills fans, and they're concerned he's going to be out for 4 weeks. If that's the case, and because of how good this AFC is right now, if they go on a skid, they may not make the playoffs. Like, that's like how crazy good, because they're at 6-3 right now, right? Or 6-2. They're at 6-2.
The type of injury in baseball, you need Tommy John surgery.
Yeah, it is. It's not good, and I don't want to see that. I do not want to see Josh Allen hurt.
I don't want to lose because he got hurt.
100%.
That could definitely that would make the Fish the team to beat.
Yeah, I think so.
A lot of talent.
They have so much talent. I really wish we could have gone up against them with Tua, because it would make me feel
Tua is playing out of his mind, though. He really is. He's playing great,
but like
I got to admit.
Oh, dude, I really think this defense can hang with anyone. This is the best defense I've ever seen the Jets field, and like it's shockingly impressive. Like, I have so much confidence going against.
You didn't see the sack exchange, my friend.
Well, that's true. Look, I didn't get to see that, but they also weren't passing the rock back then. You're running the ball a whole lot. Right now, you're slinging the ball all over the field. Right. So
watch highlights of the '81 season; it'll blow your mind.
I know. We're not that kind of defense.
If you ever get a chance to watch the highlights of the 1981 season, you will not believe how insane that front four was.
But I think our full 11 is rock solid. Like since I've been watching, since like 1995, that's when like I started remembering or started like knowing football. I shouldn't say I like knew everything.
Best secondary I've ever seen on the Jets, ever.
Yeah,
all around. There's no weak spot.
There isn't. It's genuinely impressive, and I have the confidence going up against any team that we can shut down their weapons.
I'm going to go after him.
Yes. Yeah. They can't do that. They can't be like, oh, hey, they've been trying to target Sauce and he's making them pay nonstop. Like, it's shocking that teams are still throwing at this guy. And it's because Reed is so good on the other side. They just have to. Like, it's so impressive. Eddie, love you, brother.
Sauce worries about he gets a little grabby sometimes, but
he definitely does. He was right. Eddie's right. Sauce gets a little handsy. I'm shocked that he hasn't been flagged more. Our last play was not a flag.
Daniel Alvarez.
Daniel, what's up, dude? Welcome to the cockpit.
Yo, what's up? Hello. Yo, I'm 11 years old. And I just became a Jet fan not too long ago.
That's awesome. What made you become a Jet fan? Was it a game you watched? Was it a player?
It was just like a play. My dad, he's been a really big Jet fan since he was my age. So.
Oh, that's awesome. That's how I became a Jet fan as well. My dad was a big Jet fan.
Yeah, this entire household's a big Jet fan.
Oh, there you go. I love it. Who's your favorite player right now?
Ryan, I'm the dad. Daniel Rich is watching the stream right now. He wanted to call in. We're in New Jersey. There's no school tomorrow. I let him watch some of YouTube, and I was like, let's try to call in. Because I remember the days where I remember the days where I used to call in for the WFAN, and, it was like, when I was a kid, it was the best,
That is awesome. So my email address is listed in the description of this, jetstalk247@gmail.com. I'm going to send you guys some wristbands, since you guys got a new Jet fan over there. It's got a little Jets Talk thing on it. Send me an email.
Nice, I really do appreciate it. Yeah, I appreciate it. But listen, just really quick, I honestly think we're going to have to win 11 games to make the playoffs. What do you think about that?
I agree. I think this AFC is so strong. I don't think 10-7 gets it in, especially with the tiebreakers that the Jets lost. Like, the Bengals, the Patriots, and the Ravens are all beating us in the tiebreaker right now. Like, obviously, if we beat the Patriots this upcoming week, it kind of neutralizes that. But, like, we need Baltimore to lose, we need the Chargers to lose, and we need the Bengals to lose. There's a really good shot. The AFC East is loaded. We might send 4 teams. Like, that's what could happen. Could you imagine if all 4 AFC East teams got in? I think at least 2 get in from the East.
I think no one ever expected that before the season started, right?
No way. No shot.
And it's listen, I mean, I've been trying to tell my son to watch Jet games, and they've been losing, so he's only been able to watch a quarter or 2 quarters. But recently, he's been watching a lot more because we're winning, and he's been to the training camp with me, and I finally got him hooked. Ryan, I got him hooked. He's a Jet fan for life.
You throw the line out there, he gets a win, he sees one, he sees the players up close and personal. Oh, it's so cool. My dad took me to Jets Fest the year that Keyshawn Johnson and Parcells and everyone was riled up, and like I got Keyshawn Johnson to sign my ball as a kid, and I was like, oh, this is everything. Like, I think it was 90. It's got to be 97, I guess. That training camp. But yeah, it's same idea. My dad got me locked in, and I am a Jet fan for life. The last 20 years has been a little rough, but it's going to be so worth it. This team is good.
Well, we got something for you. Jets! Ryan, great stream. We love you. We're following you. We're always watching all your videos. Keep doing what you're doing, buddy.
Dude, thank you so much. All the support means the world to me. By all means, absolutely reach out to me on my email. I want to get your information so I can send you something. Thank you guys so much.
All right, appreciate it, buddy. Bye.
Peace. You have been ejected.
You're out of here
from the cockpit. All right, real quick, we'll go back to the phones, but I want to acknowledge some chats that came in. Brian Dolan says, "I'd love to jump in tonight, but I'm out. But I put my dad in hospice a few days ago. It was awesome watching the game with him, and it was a gift. It was like a gift for my dad. It was like a gift. My dad was 30 years old. LE and a vet. Tilt a glass for him, my boys." Dude, Brian, I'm so sorry. I don't know if your father has passed or not, but to be able to watch that win with your father, it's got to mean the world to you. And I wish you the very best from the bottom of my heart. That's really cool to be able to share that with him. Daniel comes in. Daniel says, "That coin flip prediction is getting a little scary." Yeah, guys, do you know about this? I meant to make a video about this, and I didn't do it. But I should pull this up. So there's a coin flip thing on Twitter. Or was it Twitter or Reddit? I remember seeing it. And we were talking about it. And Allen's UCL injury recovery time is 5 to 6 weeks, which the next Bills game lands. So most likely a backup quarterback is playing. If that is true, I don't think I can handle losing the next 2. So what Daniel is referring to right now is there was someone back in like August. It was like the 3rd week of August. They took a coin and they flipped it heads or tails for the Jets wins. And right now it is 9 consecutive correct coin flips. 9. I think the odds of that are like 1 in 1,000 right now. But the coin, and basically what happens is the coin flip had us going all the way to the AFC Championship game and losing this year. But we're going to lose both Patriot games and the Bears game. So we're going to lose the next 2 games. If there's fate and the Jets friggin' lose the next 2 games and this coin flip is now right for like 13 weeks or whatever, that is insane. Insane. So there's kind of 2 factions right now. The 2 factions on the coin flip are, hey, I want to get to the AFC Championship game. I'm cool with losing the next 2 games. And then there's me that says, screw the coin. I want to beat the Patriots and the Bears. Like, by all means, like I'll figure it out after that. I don't care. Screw the coin. But I'm not going to lie. If we lose the next 2, I'm buying into the coin. I am buying in. this magical coin flip, I will bow down to the coin. Absolutely wild. Insane. That's one of the more wonky things I think I've ever seen. All right. Let's go back to the phone lines. We got about 40 minutes left here. So if you guys want to call in, give me your thoughts on the game. Aha, I see Iowa Jets fan bringing it up. Anthony Beck burying Brady Quinn on Jets Overtime Show was amazing. Dude, Eric Allen's face when Beck said that, I'm like sitting there, I'm like, no way. That doesn't happen on like Jets post game. It's usually like too nice. Oh, I love the Jets taking shots.
From
Charles Gorman.
Charles Gorman, what's up, dude? Welcome to the cockpit.
Charles Gorman, what's up? Hey, Ryan. Sorry. How you doing, buddy?
I'm hanging in there. How'd you feel after yesterday's win?
I felt great. I was probably one of the few intelligent and rational people that felt the Jets had a chance in this game because of how good their defense has been throughout the season.
Look, we matched up well against the Bills. We really did. I'm shocked we handled them as well as we did. It makes me confident now. This is the first time the Jets played against a team where I felt like that team was better than us. Like the Ravens game, I knew we would be underdogs, but not like in bad weather. What was that?
I said they have the better quarterback and they have the more experienced coaching staff.
Oh, yeah. And that whole team has been together for like 4 or 5 years now. They've played together.
Well, Von Miller, this is his first year on the squad, and he's lived up to the hype. I mean, he has, 7 or 8 sacks this year?
He's incredible. Dude, I thought that was the worst contract. I was like, they're paying this dude $20-some-odd million a year at like 30-some-odd years old. Like, this is just going to blow up in their face. I was totally wrong. Von Miller might get them to the Super Bowl. He is so good.
Well, he's a future Hall of Famer. I mean, this guy has been one of the premier pass rushers since his rookie season. And I think he was a big reason. I mean, no disrespect to what the Rams did last year, but he was a big part on why they won last year. I mean, he took a lot of pressure off Leonard Floyd and Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey because of his speed and experience.
Yeah. Yeah, no, 100%.
Anyway, my man, today is my dad's birthday. We just hooked up our new TV together.
Nice.
We had Chinese food for dinner. And I had a good weekend outside of the Jet game. I mean, I took one of my college best friends to go see Black Adam at my local AMC theater. She loved the movie.
There you go.
And we had pizza afterwards. This was my second viewing.
I know. We talked about it last time. What'd you so tell me real quick what'd you get for Chinese food? I'm curious. What's your go-to food?
Well, I like spare ribs. I like boneless ribs. I like boneless spare ribs. I like regular spare ribs. I like boneless spare ribs. Sometimes I had mushu chicken without the mushrooms. I don't like mushrooms.
I am a General Tso's with pork fried rice. That is the only thing I get whenever I get Chinese food. I am a creature of habit.
I've had chicken with broccoli. It's really good.
Chicken with broccoli is good. That is like the vanilla ice cream of Chinese food.
It is. Anyway, I'm going to tell you, I can't wait for Black Panther Wakanda Forever. That movie looks so fucking good.
That looks pretty good. Yeah, it's coming out this Thursday, right? Thursday into Friday?
Actually, it comes out this Friday, November 11th. It comes out on Veterans Day.
Yep. Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. It should be pretty good. The first one was fun. I enjoyed it. I like all the Marvel movies. I think I've enjoyed the Doctor Strange ones the most because it really makes your like brain hurt. Knocks you around.
Oh, that movie was really good, but
Boom! You're out of here. I love the movie talk, but no giving away spoilers. You give away a spoiler on this show, your ass is out. Who we got?
From?
Nate from Vermont.
Nate from Vermont. What's up, dude? Welcome to the cockpit.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Dude, it's...
I have an absolute hot take that I think will actually stun a lot of people.
Okay.
I think we're going to go 10. I think we're going to go 10-7. We'll make it to the playoffs because. So you said that we have the Bengals, the Ravens, which I think the Ravens are going to win their division. Like I don't think we're going to have to worry about that. Bengals, they don't have an offensive line. I mean, the Browns. When the Browns played the Bengals, the Browns absolutely stomped our ass. We have the Chargers. I don't believe in the Chargers at all. I mean, Herbert
the Chargers might be the worst coached football team in football right now. Like that team is loaded. Sean Payton's going to go there next year. Like Brandon Staley or whatever the hell his name is, he's going to be out, and I guarantee Sean Payton is the next head coach of the Chargers.
I can see that. So next year, yeah, I can see that next year. Who was the other one that you were saying? Because we're
So the Chargers, the Ravens, the Patriots, and the Bengals. The Bengals, with no Jamar Chase, I think they're going to lose some games. I don't think they'll be able to keep up the whole Mixon running like that all the time.
No.
And then the Ravens, I think, are the cream of the crop in that division. I do think they are the team to beat right now. The Patriots, we got to take care of business in Foxborough. That's what's got to happen.
If we somehow, some way do that, we can definitely make it to the playoffs. I don't know what we're going to do in the playoffs because, I mean...
If we get into the playoffs and we are the running team that we've been and we have the defense that we have, we're going to be able to make some noise.
Exactly.
Like this defense is so good. The beautiful thing about where the Jets find themselves right now is we control our own destiny. We have gotten it to a point where if we win the games, we do what we do because we did it. Like it's not like we're not hoping for other teams to lose. Like yes, we do. We're hoping for the Ravens to lose. We're hoping for the Bengals to lose. We're hoping for like anyone who might compete for a wild card to lose. But if the Jets take care of their business, we control our destiny.
I just thought of something. Wouldn't we technically? We wouldn't really want the Ravens to lose at all then, technically, because if the Ravens lose, that would mean that the Bengals and the Ravens will be competing for that top spot, which means the Ravens would go down, and then we would be pretty much screwed at that point, right?
So we lost to the Ravens and the Bengals, so it doesn't really matter to us who wins that division. We want one of them to definitely win and another one to just not be in contention with it. It's really the Chargers and the Patriots are kind of the two teams we're going to have to contend with, I think.
Definitely, it would have to be the Ravens because, I mean, they're firing finally.
Boom! He's been ejected. I think the Ravens are a good team.
Call from?
Vinny, what's up, dude? Welcome to the cockpit and your creepy, what is it, Mickey Mouse face?
Well, you know what the creepiest thing about that picture is?
That's not even the most creepy, like, costume thing I've seen. Like, that one's bad, but it's not, like, that bad.
Oh, you should see the original. You see the ones that they had for opening day, which are the same ones, but they were from the Disney Ice-Capade, so they had, like, cuts in the face that the skaters can see.
That's terrifying.
Oh, yeah, the worst part about that picture is you can see the guy's eyeball in it if you zoom in.
I'm not going to do that. That was creepy enough to watch it, to look at it one time.
Yeah, but no, I'm excited, you know. I'm going to tell you this. You don't have to worry about the Patriots. They're going to have another consecutive late season collapse. Trust me. They've done it 3 times in a row. There's nothing they've done with their team, and you look at how bad Mac Jones is playing. They have a tough schedule up ahead. They still haven't played the Bills. They still got to play Miami. They got to play the Bengals. Like,
Yeah.
the other games where they can't rely on their defense and special teams, they're going to have their offense to pick up the slack. And with the way they're going, it's not picking up any slack anytime soon.
I mean, they just got the Colts head coach fired. Like, that's how many points they hung on him. What was it, 35 to 3 yesterday?
Yeah, but that was more on everything else. That was more on just the sheer ineptitude of the Colts, not the Patriots offense playing good.
That's kind of what I'm hoping for as well. I hope we can just take care of business, because if we beat them in Foxborough next week or 2 weeks from now, you're talking like, what are we? We would then be 7-3, and they would be 5-4. I think, is that right?
Yeah.
5-5. 5-5. I think it's 5. I don't know. Whatever. It would be. We need to win this game in New England next week. 2 weeks.
Oh, no, you need to win this game. Like I said, there's a lot of easy games. Like I said, that's probably, like I said, the fourth easiest game left. Like, in terms of difficulty, it's Lions easiest to hardest. Lions, Bears, Jaguars, Patriots, then probably the Seahawks, the Vikings, the Dolphins, and the Bills.
Yeah, I would probably flip the Jaguars and the Bills the Jaguars and the Bears. They're close. I would say I'd rather play.
Jaguars game is Thursday night.
That's true, and that's at home for us too. So that's a cold weather game. So potentially we catch Trevor Lawrence in like a snowy blizzard.
With the way the weather's been, it's probably going to be.
It's going to be 80 degrees and sunny. It was like 80 degrees in my house today, and I'm like North Jersey. That's
it is crazy. Like,
bananas.
It's crazy right now.
It's too hot. I had clicked my heat on like 3 weeks ago, just to like have it in the event it like dropped too low, and like I just couldn't do it. It's so hot. I flipped everything back off. I had the fans going. I got the wind, like the windows open and everything. Ugh. Vinny, thank you so much for the call.
That's it.
You've been ejected from the cockpit. Who we got?
Call from
Carson.
Carson, what's up, dude? How you doing tonight?
What's going on, Ryan? How are we doing this afternoon?
Dude, I'm doing well. I'm feeling more confident than after the Patriot game. I was like a little bit of doom and gloom. I was trying to stay positive, but this week has me feeling good.
Yeah, so 3 things I'd like to talk about.
Sure.
Going into the bye and going, seeing how we're seeing sort of like the midway point of the season.
Mm-hmm.
So 3 things. One, are the people that were on the bus for Fire Sala, Fire LaFleur, are they still around? Because I want to know and see what they think about this coaching staff now. Now that
dude, there's no way they're around.
There's no way they're around. They've changed their tune a little bit.
Oh yeah,
So
you're still gonna get the faction of I don't believe in Zach versus I do believe in Zach, and I think that's a fine argument to go back and forth on. I think that's totally valid right now. I think it's too early to judge Zach, but I understand why people may be out of that.
And listen, Zach Wilson is again. I want to touch on that subject you just brought up.
Mm-hmm.
Zach Wilson is an awesome talent. I think a lot of Jets fans can see the talent. He makes really good throws. The arm angles that he's throwing at are Stafford-like, Mahomes-like.
Completely agree.
In terms of being able to change arm angles. You saw a throw to Barrios the other day. I believe it was Terrell Basham came off the edge, put up his arms, and he slinged it almost at like a 3/4 arm angle to Barrios on the side on a 3rd and 2.
Dude, he did it a few times yesterday.
Yeah,
they slow-moed it down. I'm like, how is he doing that?
So it's pretty impressive. So a lot of Jets fans can see the talent. It's just consistency from him. And you know what? Honestly, if people actually and I hate knocking on Jets fans. I do because we're a family, right?
It's all right. But you got to fight with your family sometimes. It's okay.
Right. This is the San Francisco system. Name me a quarterback in the Kyle Shanahan system ever, wherever he's been, Cleveland, Atlanta, San Francisco, where the quarterback had to throw the ball 40 times. It doesn't exist. Because it didn't happen. Alex Smith, he didn't throw the ball a lot. Jimmy Garoppolo is a 25, maybe 30 throw guy game, depending on score, right? Why do we need Zach to throw the ball 30 times? He could be a game manager and just pound the ball down their throat. I don't understand that facet.
Well, I think that's definitely what.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely where Salah and LaFleur fall. Like I think they definitely want to keep Zach sub 30 throwing attempts. I think if you're throwing more than that, it's because you're behind, and that's that's sort of a victim of circumstance at that point. Like you kind of have to give up on the run. I'm curious to see how because Kyle Shanahan was with RG3 and Cousins in Washington. I'm curious to see what they looked like there.
Two more things real quick.
Yeah,
I get
fire away.
Okay. LaFleur, we need to discuss, all right, one problem and one really good thing.
Okay.
LaFleur in the red zone has been questionable.
Mm-hmm.
We saw it against New England. We saw it against Green Bay. We saw it against Cincinnati. And we saw it this last week against the Bills where we could have put the game completely away or sent it to overtime if they went to go score a touchdown. Right? So I just want to get your take. I'll listen to after I get, kicked to the whole LaFleur thing on what you have to say about that. And in-house for right tackle, because we've been getting a big boost from Nate Herbig at that right guard position. Very good surprise.
Yep.
Do you think after this season that they could swing AVT out to tackle and keep Herbig at right guard? I want to get your take on that, but I want to let another caller in. So go Jets. I love you, Ryan. Keep it going. I just want to get your take on those two things.
Remind me real quick on the LaFleur take. I was focused on the the AVT one.
Okay. Okay, so the Herbig at right guard, AVT at right tackle after the season's over.
Yep.
LaFleur in the red zone.
Okay.
He's been questionable with his play calling. I mean, there's been a couple times where we've been down to the 5 or 7, and we've struggled to get the ball in the end zone. I just want to get your take on that. And last week he struggled. We could have put the game away up 7 instead of up 3. In the Green Bay game, they got stopped 7-8 times on the goal line. New England game, the Cincinnati game. I just want to get your take on that.
Ooh, good stuff. Love it. You've been a joke.
You're out of here!
All right, so let me give this the mental processing power that it deserves. But before I get into those questions, Adam dropped in with Super Chat, said, Jets versus Chiefs in the playoffs? Thoughts? I would love to see that matchup. I really would. Like, as much as you don't want to verse Mahomes in the playoffs and you don't want to verse Mahomes really ever, it's a testament to our team, our staff, that if you can get to the playoffs and you go up against the Chiefs and you put on a halfway decent showing, no one's picking the Jets to win that game. In Arrowhead, forget about it. But if the Jets keep it close, especially this year, watch out for next year. Watch out. And I think the Jets can win this game. I really do. All right, so he wants to touch on, Carson wanted to talk on 2 different points. So the Mike LaFleur thing first, red zone offense. I think a lot of this has to do with Zach Wilson and their confidence in him, or maybe a little bit lack thereof, with maybe some questionable decision-making. And I do think that when they got down to inside the 15-yard line or 20-yard line, whatever it was yesterday, I think there was a conscious effort in, hey, let's run the clock out as much as possible while trying to score a touchdown. Hey, Zach, it's 3rd down right now. If you don't see a wide open player, take the sack. Take the sack. That is 100% the right move. So when you say we had 2 sacks yesterday, one of the sacks was the one that Zach deliberately took. That was fine. As far as, moving forward, I think once we have more confidence in Zach making the correct read, I think we'll allow him a little more, I don't want to call it magic, but some of that scrambling ability, because Zach's legs, he's so fast and escapable. He should be running in for a lot of touchdowns. I think he's got 5 over the course of his career so far, and that could definitely be higher. He's got to use his legs more. I love seeing him run for the first downs the 2 times we got to see him. So for me, maybe a little bit of it is on the floor. I would say it's probably a 50-50 split between the 2 of them. As far as the other thing, Herbig. So what would happen if the Jets decided, hey, let's keep Herbig at right guard? AVT played well at tackle. Let's plug him in at tackle. I'm not opposed to that at all. If you wanted to plug AVT in at left tackle and then have you let Fant walk, you have Dwayne Brown become your backup for next year, and then you have Becton and Mitchell on the right-hand side competing. Obviously, you hope Becton can, be the guy, but at worst, you have 2 guys that are perfectly capable of starting on that right-hand side. And then you still have AVT that you could flex inside if there's a guard injury. And then you have Brown that could pop out. So I don't think I want to rely on AVT to be the tackle. I'd rather it be a solid emergency kind of role, but I wouldn't be opposed to it, if that makes sense. Tackle's still a very big need. For me, at the end of the season, if Tunsil becomes an option and you could move your first round pick or anything less than a first round pick, I'm going out and I'm getting Tunsil because I think this is our window. This is where you're going to start seeing we're at the stage in our development right now as a team. If you have an opportunity to improve your team, the way Miami did with Tyreek Hill, the way Miami did with Bradley Chubb, that will be the Jets next year. This is 1 year too early for us. And we were right on that cusp. If we beat the Patriots last week, Jets would have made a big move. That would have been the signal. And I think that was kind of the tipping point. But I do think next year, I think we'll swing some picks because we need proven players at this point. We don't need more rookies. Our team is so young as is. It's going to be interesting. I started looking a little bit of like, oh, what would I do in a mock offseason? Looking at some of like the guys we got to re-sign and whatnot. This is going to be a hard one. It's a lot easier when you cut people and like say, okay, we're bringing in this guy and that guy and this dude. It's a lot tougher when the cap space gets a little bit smaller and you got a few more guys hitting free agency. Who we got?
From
Beer.
Hey, what's good, brother? Welcome to the cockpit.
What's up, man?
I am hanging in there. How are you feeling about yesterday's win?
I'm feeling great. I was just reminiscing today about the times I've lived as a Jets fan. It's been so traumatizing and sad. Just invested every day into this, and now finally we have a bright future.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 18.
Oh, so you haven't even got through like the pain. It's like I've been alive. Like actually, I would say
I lived through the Adam Gase era, and that was enough pain for me. So.
I was gonna say 18 years old puts you probably in that realm of like almost being aware of like the 2009, 2010 teams, like that 08, 09, 2010. That was a really great stretch. Like we should have won a Super Bowl one of those 3 years.
So I became a fan like 2 years after that. So I didn't get to see that.
So you have lived through a horrible stretch of Jets. like my childhood, I really started. I mean, I remember the 1-15 year, but then it was like, okay, Vinny Testaverde going to the championship game. Chad Pennington had a few years of playoffs. Then it was Favre. Then it was like the 2009 and 10 years with Sanchez. Like I lived through like a pretty solid stretch of like Jets, like probably the most successful stretch of Jets like history. With the exception of like,
but this is going to be more successful.
Oh yeah, well that's because there is faith, there is young players, there's hope. You can see it all developing, all percolating. It's right there for the taking.
I had a question. What do you next year's free agency draft class? I'm thinking which positions do we need to improve? I don't really know. I feel like every position is quite solid on this team. What do you think? Who should we sign? Who should we trade for?
So there's definitely going to be positions of need right now. Like off the top of my head, left tackle, center, linebacker, safety. Those are four critical.
Even with like these players coming back and like,
yes,
I mean, safeties are playing really well right now.
Safeties are playing well. I like Whitehead. Joyner's 33. I'm not rolling the dice on that unless they really love one of their backup guys right now. But I would draft safety. I would draft linebacker. I would draft center. And I would trade our first round pick for Tunsil. That would be kind of what I'm sort of looking at. I don't know where I want to go in free agency. Maybe you pick up one linebacker in free agency, but I would mainly want to focus on retaining our own guys and paying our good players. Like I want Quinnen Williams to sign a monster contract, and then he's just here for the next 5 years.
What's our salary cap looking like next year?
So next year, I have it up right now. So we have about if Spot Track is correct right now, we would be rolling over just under $5 million from 2022 into 2023, which would give us about $24 million in salary cap space with a bunch of guys we can cut if we wanted to. Like you could move on from Carl Lawson if you wanted to, save $15 million. You could move on from Corey Davis, save $10.5 million. John Franklin Myers saves you $5.2 million. You could move on from CJ Mosley, $6.5 million. You could move on if you wanted to from Laken Tomlinson. That would be a bad move in my opinion. That would save you $8.5 million, $8.8 million. So there's ways to create salary cap, but it's not ways I want to, I guess, right now. But those four positions, center, safety, linebacker, left tackle, those are the four that I'm keying in on.
All right, cool. Thanks.
Love it, brother. Thank you so much for the call. You've been ejected from the cockpit. What do we got? We got 20 minutes left. Caller on the line.
From
James in Florida.
to accept.
Hey, what's good, brother? Welcome to the cockpit.
Hey, Ryan. Man, I've been trying to get through for 2 hours. Anyway.
I'm sorry about that. What's going on?
That's all right. With what's going on right now, I would just like to stop and thank Adam Gase. Think about this.
Yes.
If that guy hadn't been hired, we wouldn't have Joe Douglas.
Dude, butterfly effect, right?
And I love this guy. Look at this guy brings in like Herbig right now. He looks like he's a really good player.
Yeah.
This guy finds players. The other guy, Bryce Huff, is the UDFA.
Bryce Huff, John Franklin Myers, Quincy Williams, Braxton Berrios, like waiver wire guys, like Joe Douglas. As much as people want to shit on him for his 2020 draft, his 2021 and 22 drafts look rock solid, and his talent acquisition, both from trade aspect, free agent aspect, and from waiver wire pickups, the dude knows talent.
He certainly does. And about that 2020 draft, I think people don't realize when you look, Mims has the talent. Has he been able to put it together with the Jets? No. But the talent's there. You can't deny it. And it's the same thing with Becton. When he stays, if he can stay healthy, he'd be a great left tackle. We saw that his rookie year.
Well, that's just it, right? Like I don't have an issue with Douglas's talent evaluation process. Mekhi Becton, incredibly talented, was arguably like on pace to be the best tackle in the league, like through his rookie year. Like everyone was like gushing over this guy. Mims, incredibly talented. And then you got to remember, too, this was the COVID year with the combine and the limited meetings and everything. So the Jets went with high RAS score guys, RAS, relative athletic scores. Zuniga, highly athletic. Ashton Davis did not have a RAS score because he was injured, incredibly athletic. So you'd have to imagine he would be right up there as well. So the top four guys, incredibly athletic from that RAS score that they throw out there. And then you have guys like Clark, who didn't play at all. The Morgan pick was really weird. That one stunk of Gase or of like, hey, this is like Flacco, like almost, and that's like what Joe Douglas was kind of going for. I like Bryce Hall was the best pick from that draft, and Braden Mann, and like Bryce Hall can't even see the field.
But even he has, he's a fairly good cornerback. He's not Sauce and he's not DJ Reed. But
but he was a starter last year, and I think you could trade him for like a 4th or 5th round pick if you wanted to. But there's no reason. He's so valuable as depth right now. You just hold on to him.
Absolutely. I just think this guy, he's the great. I'm Green Bean's age. I'm 55. And I've watched the Jets. I told you earlier, you dragged me back into this. And I'm glad you did. Because
I'm glad.
Team is really freaking exciting.
Right? This is the first time in years that we could actually hold our head high and say, like, we have players that other teams wish they had. Sauce Gardner, DJ Reed, Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson. Like the list goes on and on. It's so cool. The Jets haven't had this in so long. Like since Revis, that's the last time we had someone that I feel like other teams actually want. Like maybe Jamal for a little bit, but like seriously wanted at good positions. The Revis years. Brother, thank you so much for the call. You've been ejected from the cockpit.
You're out of here!
Boys and girls, we have 15 minutes, 16 minutes left in this show. If you want to call in, numbers on the screen. You get 3 minutes to plead your case. After 3 minutes, you get yourself the chicken.
You're out of here!
Who we got?
From
Charlie.
Charlie, what's up, dude? Welcome to the cockpit.
Brian, what's up, dude? How you doing?
I'm hanging in there. How you feeling after yesterday's win?
Oh, man, it was just so, relief, huge relief. They actually have a good fucking defense this year.
Right? Oh, dude, they're like filthy awesome, good man. Too. Like I was like cautiously so awesome optimistic because of the quarterbacks we were playing, but like we are really friggin' good.
Dude, yes. I mean, and our offense, I mean, it looked a little, it looked a little way better than the Patriots game, and that's because I was at the Patriots game. The Patriots game was actually my first ever home game in MetLife Stadium. So, and then we ended up losing. I was just,
dude, I wish we could have captured a win. I would have loved that.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, so that was my first ever home game. I'm from South Texas, so you know,
nice.
way far away from New York. So, anyways, yeah. So it was just so, you know, my girlfriend was telling me yesterday throughout the game, like, hey, like we went to the wrong game. I'm like, I don't know,
dude. There's no way would I have chosen the Bills game over the Patriots game. No shot.
Exactly.
Like not in 100 years.
But yeah, dude, it was just such a relief to see, you know. We have a really good defense, man. I mean, we're top 3 defense for sure, maybe top 5. But
yeah,
it's just such a relief to see, and it's, you know, it just takes me back to those days where we had the dominating defense, 2009, 2010. You know, like it's just really good to see.
Dude, is there any team in the NFL that you would be scared of with our corners and their weapons? Like for me, I'm looking at Miami. Like I think that's the only team I can think of. Like I'm afraid of like the Chiefs because of Mahomes, but not because of their weapons. Like maybe the Bengals with Chase and like that crew of guys when they're fully healthy. But like I trust our defense against like anyone. It's nice.
Yeah, man, and Miami just got Tua back too, so it's like you know he's balling as well. So I mean, it's gonna be tough. You know,
dude, I'm 2 for 2 on quarterbacks. I was like, screw that guy. Tua sucks.
Yeah.
Josh Allen, that guy blows. Damn it.
Yeah, exactly.
I said it about Mac Jones too. I still feel that way about Mac Jones, but like, oh man, I hope I'm not wrong on that one too.
I hope so too, man. Yeah, and then I'm actually gonna be going back to New York for the Bears game. Actually, it's gonna be my other.
Oh, nice.
My boss ended up getting me and my buddy tickets. My buddy is a Bears fan from down here as well.
No, that's cool.
He got us tickets to go see him out there. So we're gonna go back a couple weeks, be over there, live it up, you know, jet life.
That's going to be a fun game to go to, and I'm curious to see how the weather works out because I believe that is the game just before Thanksgiving, or is it just after Thanksgiving?
Yeah, it's the game Thanksgiving weekend.
Okay. Because I don't know if we'll have if weather becomes a factor, we might have issues. I don't mind it being cold. I don't mind like us throwing the ball. I am a little concerned about Justin Fields. If we just prevent him from running, I have no problem with that. We should win that game. But it's a little more interesting now than it would have been like 5 weeks ago. Totally different team for Chicago. Brother, thank you so much for calling.
Yeah.
You've been a jet from the cockpit. Good stuff. I don't know if I'm going to go to another game this year. I went to week 1 and I went to the Patriot games. I'm 0 for 2 on games I've gone to, and we have 3 losses. Ugh. Lovely. I would say if I were to pick another game, the Jacksonville Thursday night one is the one that is exciting. Or like maybe we all roll deep to Miami. Final week of the season. Yo, win the division.
From
Jets Mike.
Yo, what's up, Jets Mike? How you doing?
Hey, how you doing? I'm celebrating, the great win. We have
Hell
the
yeah.
Cinderella team now.
Dude, it feels good, right? Get us our glass slipper.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to progress as a team. Everybody wants to play with us.
Right? Like, how different has this coaching staff changed the culture? Like, you have Quan Alexander, Whitehead, Reed, Tomlinson, all wanting to come to the Jets because of LaFleur, because of their connections to the coaching staff. Now, because of the talent on the team, next year's going to be exciting. You're going to get guys signing for a little bit less because they know there's a ring coming.
Yeah, I mean, you said it, the culture. Everybody is the next man up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the way the team responded to the Elijah Moore comments, like Sauce and CJ and Corey Davis, like these guys pulled Elijah Moore inside and said, cut the shit. Like, yo, we got to take care of business. Like, these guys are self-policing themselves, and it's absolutely awesome to watch.
What do you want to see next as far as depth on the team? Like, obviously the offensive line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for me, I think my biggest concern going into next year is probably offensive line because of left tackle and center, just because McGovern's not under contract, and I don't know if we have left tackle covered. If Brown stays healthy and continues to play at this current level, we do have him under contract for next year, so I'm not super concerned. Like, there's a few ways we could probably go about handling left tackle. Center is a big one for me. Like, I would almost rather retain McGovern because of his because of Zach's knowledge with how he operates. When you swap out a center, it is just such a dicey transition. I was hoping we would take one this year so that way we can roll with one next year without having to draft one or bring one in. So I'm a little concerned with where we might have to go that way. But as far as like depth goes, I don't know how you can't be worried about linebacker. I mean, Mosley may be gone, and then Quincy and Quan are both free agents after the year. So, like, do you trust Nasseraldine and Sherwood? Like, maybe you trust Sherwood a little bit after like the little bit you saw from yesterday, but there's going to be some lighter positions.
Resign your guys, keep them.
Well, that's exactly it, right? So if the Jets have $24 million in salary cap space, now you have to make some decisions. Do you release Carl Lawson? Do you release Corey Davis? Do you release CJ Mosley? So you can retain guys like Connor McGovern, like Quincy Williams, maybe someone like Quan Alexander, and then maybe you bring in some other talent. Like, you kind of have to tread that line because, like, I don't want to get rid of Lawson or Corey Davis. Like, those are two that I would prefer to hold on to. I understand getting rid of Davis purely because of the amount of weapons we have, but I would rather trade Elijah Moore and keep Davis than hold on to Moore and just have him kind of be redundant on this team. Who knows? Maybe you could flip Elijah Moore for like a proven player at a position of need. Like, if there's some capacity where you could say like, hey, I'm going to trade you Elijah Moore and our second round pick Texans. We're going to pay Dwayne Brown or not Dwayne Brown, Laramie Tunsil. Sign me up.
I'll take
Love
it.
That's it.
Boom.
You're out of here.
Been ejected. Whew. Who we got? Oh, he hung up on me. Sorry, dude. I was answering your phone call, and you just left me hanging. We've got 7 minutes left. Who we got on the phones?
From
Captain Savage.
Ooh, Captain Savage. How you doing, brother?
Oh my God, brother. Can you fucking believe it? This fucking roller coaster ride of a season. We
Dude,
go
just
down
up
to the
and down. And
I mean, I feel like I'm at Six Flags or Busch Gardens or something. It's
right?
ridiculous, bro. I mean, but goddamn. Yo, the team pulled it out. A great fucking win, man. The defense, this defense is looking special more and more every week, man. I mean, what's your thoughts, brother? Can this be like a fucking Ravens defense or a Steel Crew defense or one of those like elite defenses? Talk to me, brother.
Yes, absolutely. Because you look at the defensive pieces that we are losing. Like, you're going to lose Sheldon Rankins. You're going to lose Solomon Thomas. I'm not overly concerned about them. And then you got to figure out the linebackers and one safety. And I think you could retain Quan and Quincy for relatively cheap. I would love to renegotiate CJ and bring him back and draft some linebackers behind him. Safety-wise, I'm not sure what to do. I don't really know. I don't want to spend big. Like, at one point, I probably would have been like, hey, Jesse Bates, like, he's coming over here, 100%. Not on that at all. I would rather draft a safety and let him ball out. But this defense can be special. I mean, you look at the core pieces. The defensive line, Clemens, Johnson, Huff, Quinnen, all under contract for a long time. You still have, Lawson under contract for next year. You've got JFM under contract, I think, for 2 more years. And then you have the corners. Reed's under contract for another 2 after the season. Sauce, another 4. Michael Carter, another 2. Like the team is built. And I think if you can keep these guys winning and having excitement together, I think as much as they will obviously try to benefit themselves in terms of contract, I could see guys taking slightly less or maneuvering contracts in ways that allow them to continue to play together. And I mean, obviously there's going to be certain guys you're going to have to trade away. Like, good teams that draft well, what do good teams do? They draft well, they have cheap contracts. When the guys get too expensive, they trade them away for more draft picks.
Right.
or they let him walk and they get a comp pick. That's what we need to get to.
Yeah.
We're not there yet.
Yeah. No, not yet. But, another thing, fuck you, Brady Quinn. Yo, I love your video on that whole scenario.
Screw him. Dude,
thank you. Yo, brother, thank you so much for doing that, man. I appreciate you so much for that. Because that scumbag, man, all he's known is losing. And how dare he fix his lips to say anything about the Jets? Look at your own career first, brother. Are you out of your mind?
Did you see the Buffalo Jet fan tweeted something? It was like, the Jets now have more, or Zach Wilson has more wins since he came back from injury than Brady Quinn has in his career. I think that's what the stat was. It was like something screwy like that.
I love it. I love it. Yo, shout out to the O-line, man. I mean, these guys are our heroes. The way they held up against this Buffalo defense.
I know where he was going. He's on a great roll. Great roll. Dude, this offensive line against this Bills defense, impressive. Oh, look who our last caller of the night's going to be.
From
Chris from Florida.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail.
Oh, Chris, take us home.
Let's go, Jets. Guys, let's look forward to the next up-and-coming 2 weeks. Let's all band together and let's fill up those stadiums over at the enemies because we're still undefeated on the road. Here we come, Bill Belichick. Best watch out. I'm at work right now, guys, and my boss is still a Dolphins fan, so I got to keep it low because he's a hater. But we're going to the playoffs. We're going to the playoffs.
Dude, I want...
Jets.
That is the loudest silent chant I've ever heard. I love it. It's fantastic. Dude, your boss, I want him to just cry because Tua Tagovailoa is just not the quarterback he thought they were getting with that top pick. I want Tyreek Hill to not do anything. Dude's got like 1,100 yards through the season. And the Jets bottled him up. They bottled up Waddle. Now, we bottled him up with their third-string quarterback. That's what it's going to come back to, right? Like, the way I'm watching Miami right now, they took Buffalo down to the wire, and Buffalo had like every player out. They weren't at full strength for us, but we weren't at full strength either. So, like, in my mind, when I'm looking at it, we beat Buffalo straight up, and we were missing 3 of our best players. Buffalo missing Tre'Davious White. I'm sure there's some other guys that Milano they were missing. I'm sure there's a few other guys out there. But when you look at the Jets and like what we do, like Corey Davis is our top receiver. AVT is our top offensive lineman. You use him friggin' 60 plays a game. And then you have friggin' Bryce Hall, our best offensive weapon. We're missing all 3, and we beat the Bills. Think about that for a second. Jets get to play against Miami. And all these rookies that have had all season right now, they've played 9 weeks. We play Miami the last game of the season. You're going to have 17 weeks, basically a full first year under your belt to go up against these guys. Could you imagine? We roll into week 18. Buffalo, because of the injury to Josh Allen, kind of gets knocked off to the side. I don't think the Patriots are going to be a factor as we kind of go a little bit further into this thing. Jets and Miami come down to the final game of the season. Is it for the division? Is it to get into the playoffs? I'm fascinated to see where it goes. Becca and I are like half considering, depending on what happens with the Jet game and like the next few weeks, if that seems like that last week is like win and in, maybe we make a trip to Miami. I got some family down there. Maybe that's the play. I don't know. I'm 0-2 going to games this year, so I feel like I probably shouldn't. I feel like I should stay home and like not do that. I don't know. I don't want to do that though. I just get excited. I love watching the Jets win. There's nothing like being in the stadium when it's rocking. That Jet chant gets so loud. Like as loud as the Patriot game was, when the Jets are actually winning. Drew says he's going to Gillette for the next game. Can't wait. He's from Massachusetts. Man, you got a bunch of massholes up there. I was just up there. Beck and I were just up in Boston. We went up to Maine, stopped in Salem. We were at Portsmouth for a little bit. Stopped in Rhode Island on the way back. Really nice. What kills me? Boston is probably my favorite city. Favorite city I've been to. I've been to it like 3 different times. The first time I went there, I was like, oh man, it's going to be like New York City. It's going to be, a bunch of assholes and like it's going to be packed everywhere. Nah, dude, it's like everyone's super nice. And like there's not a ton of people out on the road. I hate that I like Boston because of their sports franchises. Becca was like, I swear to God, if we can't go to Boston because there's Patriot fans up there and the Jets just lost a game, I'm going to be so upset with you. I was like, no, it's okay. I'm not quite that crazy. Ryan looks like a Bostonian. I do because I'm Irish, right? That's probably why. I don't know. Whatever. All right, boys and girls, we have 713 people who participated in our live stream poll in the chat. 713 votes. Will the Jets make the playoffs? 67% said yes, the wild card. 28% said yes, the division winner. 4% said no. Womp. 4% are Dolphins fans, are Patriot fans, are Bills fans. Screw the 4%. Boys and girls, if you're still hanging out, hit the like button. Goes a long way. If you enjoy what you're listening to, if you enjoy the call-in show and you want to see, not necessarily more of it, but you want to see it continue to grow and continue to go, hit the like button. Drop a comment down below. It actually does help the algorithm. Believe it or not. I know a lot of people say it, but it does help this video and the channel get in front of some more eyes. So if you want to help the channel, if you don't throw a super chat, if you don't watch the ads, you don't do whatever, at least leave a comment, drop a like, something like that. But boys, the Jets are 6-3, heading into the bye. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. This Jets team is going to have a lot of opportunities coming up, and we are a good friggin' football team. We can play with any team in the league. This defense can beat any offense in the league. Can hang with them. Boys and girls, thank you so much for hanging in there. My name's Ryan. I've been your pilot. This is Jets Talk signing off. JETS.